Welcome, Nightcrawlers, to another descent into the abyss of the unexplained. Tonight we venture into the chilling silence of deserted prisons, places where time warps under the weight of countless horrors. Dim the lights, lock your doors, and steel your nerves, because tonight we face the ghosts of deserted prisons. Our first stop takes us deep into the bowels of an abandoned penitentiary, a place locals ominously call the Devil's Spine. Swallowed by the Louisiana swamps, it stands as a skeletal monument to suffering, injustice, and the relentless passage of time. It's here we encounter the haunting story of Elias Croft, a name etched not in stone, but in the very fabric of the prison's being, a ghostly presence that refuses to be forgotten. Elias was a simple farmer, wrongfully accused of a crime he didn't commit, a victim of circumstance and a flawed justice system. Torn from his family and thrown into this monstrous place, he endured years of unimaginable hardship, his spirit slowly eroding with each passing day. The guards, more beasts than men, turned a blind eye to his pleas of innocence, their hearts hardened by the cruelty of their environment. Years bled into decades, hope withered into despair, and Elias became a hollow shell, consumed by the darkness that surrounded him. One frigid December night, Elias's tormented soul finally gave way, succumbing to the relentless grip of despair. He died alone, shackled to the wall of his cell, his final breath a strangled gasp, lost in the cacophony of the prison's misery, a silent testament to his suffering. But Elias's story didn't end there, for his spirit was far from at peace. His spirit, twisted and tormented, refused to leave the place of his suffering, bound to the very walls that witnessed his agony. Now, within the decaying walls of the Devil's Spine, a chilling sound can be heard echoing through the empty cell blocks. The mournful wail of Elias Croft, a sound that chills the very soul. Some say it's the wind whistling through the broken bars, others the cries of tormented souls seeking release from their eternal torment. But those who've truly felt the despair clinging to this place, they know the truth. A truth that is as chilling as it is undeniable. They say that on the anniversary of his death, Elias's wails grow louder, more desperate, as if reaching out from beyond the veil, a cry for justice that was never served. Visitors tell of feeling a cold hand on their shoulder, a whisper of icy breath on their ear, and then the gut-wrenching sound of Elias's sorrow echoing all around them, a sorrow that is palpable. The wails are a constant presence, a haunting melody of despair that serves as a chilling reminder of the injustice that stains the Devil's Spine, a melody that never fades. And so Elias continues to wail, a beacon of despair in the darkness, a chilling testament to the horrors that unfolded within those walls, a reminder of a soul that was never at peace. From the swamplands of Louisiana, we journey north to the windswept plains of Montana, where a fortress of stone and steel claws at the unforgiving landscape. This is a land where the elements themselves seem to conspire against any who dare to tread upon it. This is Cold Stone Penitentiary, a place where hope went to die long before the prison gates clanged shut for the last time. Its walls have witnessed countless tales of despair and suffering. Here, amidst the biting wind and the chilling silence, walks the spectre of Warden Silas Greaves, a man who knew no mercy in life and found no peace in death. His presence is a constant reminder of the cruelty that once reigned supreme within these walls. Greaves ruled Cold Stone with an iron fist, his heart as cold and unforgiving as the steel bars that imprisoned the souls under his watch. His reputation for brutality was known far and wide. He saw himself as a shepherd and the inmates, his sheep, but his methods were far from gentle. His idea of discipline was harsh and unyielding. He reveled in their suffering, finding a perverse pleasure in meting out punishment for the slightest infraction. The fear he instilled was palpable, a dark cloud that hung over the prison. The inmates lived in terror of his wrath, his very presence casting a pall over the prison yard. Every step he took echoed with the dread of those who had felt his cruelty. He was a looming figure, clad in his crisp uniform, his eyes two icy chips that seemed to pierce through your very soul. His gaze alone was enough to send shivers down the spine of even the bravest inmate. He carried a heavy baton, more a symbol of his authority than a tool, and the sound of it cracking against flesh was a chilling symphony of suffering. It was a sound that haunted the dreams of many. But even a tyrant like Greaves wasn't immune to the darkness that festered within Coldstone's walls. The very environment seemed to breed a malevolent energy. One fateful night, as a riot erupted, fueled by the inmates' desperation and years of pent-up rage, Greaves met his end at the hands of those he had so ruthlessly controlled. The chaos of that night is still spoken of in hushed tones. The details of his demise remain shrouded in rumor and speculation. Some say it was swift. Others believe it was drawn out and torturous. Some say he was torn limb from limb, his screams swallowed by the roar of the rioting mob. The truth, however, may never be fully known. Others whisper of a slow, agonizing death, his body left to rot in the very cell he used for solitary confinement. A fitting end, some would say, for a man who inflicted so much pain. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: Silas Greaves did not find peace in death. His restless spirit continues to haunt the place where he once reigned supreme. His spirit, twisted by years of cruelty and fueled by the lingering resentment of those he tormented, remains shackled to Coldstone. The prison itself seems to hold on to his malevolent energy. Now he roams the abandoned halls, a phantom warden forever bound to the prison he ruled in life. His presence is felt in every shadow, every whisper of the wind. The stories of his haunting are whispered among those brave enough to venture into Coldstone's decaying heart, each tale more chilling than the last. Some claim to have seen him, a towering figure silhouetted against the moonlight, his baton dragging with an eerie screech against the concrete floor. The sound alone is enough to send the bravest running. The legend of Silas Greaves serves as a chilling reminder that some souls are forever stained by the darkness they embrace in life. His story is a testament to the enduring power of cruelty and the haunting legacy it leaves behind. Our final destination takes us deep into the Arizona desert, to a place where the sun beats down with unforgiving intensity, baking the earth and scorching the very soul. The relentless heat creates an atmosphere of desolation and isolation, a fitting backdrop for the dark tales that linger here. Here, amidst the swirling dust devils and the eerie silence of the desert, stands Black Rock Penitentiary, a monument to despair and forgotten horrors. Its imposing structure looms over the barren landscape, a stark reminder of the suffering contained within its walls. It's within these sun-bleached walls that we encounter the chilling legend of the Shadow Prisoner, a being shrouded in mystery and whispered to be a conduit to something ancient and evil. The very mention of his name sends shivers down the spines of those who dare to speak it. Unlike the other spirits we've encountered, the Shadow Prisoner's origins are shrouded in mystery. His story is a puzzle with missing pieces, a riddle that has confounded historians and paranormal investigators alike. No records exist of his true identity, no whispered tales of his crimes or his punishment. The prison's logbooks, worn and ancient, offer no clues, only blank pages where his story should be. He exists as a void in the prison's history, a blank page in a book filled with suffering and despair. His presence is an enigma, a ghostly figure that defies explanation. Some believe he was a Native American shaman, imprisoned for practicing his ancient rituals, his connection to the spirit world deemed a threat by the prison's superstitious guards. These rituals, misunderstood and feared, led to his unjust incarceration. Others whisper of a darker past, a man who delved into forbidden knowledge. who sought power from forces beyond human comprehension. His quest for power led him down a path of no return, sealing his fate within the prison's walls. Whatever the truth, the shadow prisoner's presence in Black Rock is undeniable. His essence permeates the very air, a constant reminder of the prison's dark past. He is a whisper in the darkness, a fleeting glimpse of shadow that vanishes as quickly as it appears. His movements are elusive, always just out of reach, leaving those who seek him in a state of perpetual unease. He is said to haunt the deepest, darkest corners of the prison, places where the sunlight dares not reach, where the air hangs thick with a palpable sense of dread. These shadowy recesses are his domain, a realm of perpetual twilight. Those who claim to have encountered the shadow prisoner speak of a chilling coldness that seems to emanate from him, a feeling of being watched by something ancient and malevolent. This oppressive presence lingers long after he has vanished. They describe a shadowy figure, its features obscured by darkness, its eyes, two burning embers in the gloom. These eyes, glowing with an eerie light, seem to pierce through the very soul of those who meet his gaze. Some say he is a harbinger of misfortune, his presence a sign of impending doom. His appearance is often followed by unexplained accidents and tragedies, adding to the fear that surrounds him. Others believe he is a conduit to something far more sinister, a gateway to a realm of darkness that lies just beyond our perception. This realm, filled with unspeakable horrors, is said to be accessible through him. The legend of the shadow prisoner is a stain on Black Rock's already dark history, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left buried. His story is a testament to the unknown, a warning of the dangers that lie in the shadows. And as the sun sets on Black Rock Penitentiary, casting long, eerie shadows across the desert landscape, we are left to ponder the true nature of the shadow prisoner. His legend endures, a haunting presence that refuses to be forgotten. There you have it, my fellow night crawlers, 3 chilling tales from the haunted halls of abandoned prisons. Remember, these are more than just stories. They are glimpses into the darkness that resides in the heart of man. Until next time, sleep tight and beware the shadows, for you never know what might be lurking within them.